Well, hello class. Today we're going to do a history lesson, but this history lesson is going to be a fun one. It's one that I haven't actually done or redone since 2013, the first year of the program. I actually did it back when I was teaching this course both at Malloy and at Hofstra, and I was teaching this as a way of explaining how we got to now using something like the commodity of authenticity. How did we get to the point where we embedded advertising directly into media product? And I think this lecture is fun. I've had a lot of fun doing this. OK Go has been one of my favorite bands for as long as I can remember. And I'm sure many of you don't even know who they are at this point. They were college rock way back when. And they're kind of still college rock. And I think what's really amazing about their work is beyond the great music that I personally like is their phenomenal and groundbreaking music videos. So today we're going to do kind of a filmography. We're going to go through a lot of their videos and I'm going to basically annotate them using the YouTube playlist feature, and we're just going to go down watching them, and I'm going to give you some of the insight as to how they did it, why they did it, and what we expect from creative culture as a result from it. So OK Go's story is really great because it acts almost as an art historical timeline of the internet itself. As the internet evolved aesthetically and production-wise, OK Go's music videos kind of sit as this artifact or of a timeline, of a moment in history that shows you where we were at as far as the aesthetic values of creating videos. And I think it's really phenomenal to just watch these videos and kind of see that at the moment they were being produced, it reflected what the culture was expecting from the band. So we're going to go all the way back to 2003 when we start this. That's back when I was working on music videos. My foray into the music industry was working on a bunch of emo music videos. And since I was going to college at that time on Long Island, I was working on Taking Back Sunday videos and working in a recording studio where we were working with a whole handful of emo and screamo bands that were moving their way through it. And one of the great contributions of Long Island to the music history. And at that time, OK Go was a startup band that was around since the late 90s from Chicago. And at the peak of what I would consider music video production, music videos were becoming bigger and bigger budget at the end of the 90s and the early 2000s, and we moved past the butt rock period of the late 90s, and we moved into like the boy band period of the early 2000s, and then we got into the big budget stuff, the MTV era of like lots of cuts, lots of aesthetics. And so when OK Go's first album came out, OK Go, they were budgeted with capital, with EMI, and their music videos were styled just like any other music video would be. So the first video we're going to take a look at is a music video called Get Over It. And that was their hit. That was their hit in 2003. And I remember this video very explicitly because they went out of their way to kind of make what they said visible on the screen. So it's kind of like a visual trick at the same time. But as they went through their history, things changed at the advent of YouTube. And so as the videos changed, as did YouTube, their aesthetic changed as well. So the first video I'm going to show you is their big budget MTV style video, but then you're going to see how quickly it shifted directly after their next album, Oh No, came out, and it was a part of the YouTube world rather than the MTV world. And what this shows us is a little bit of a history of how creative adaptation is really, really important. And as we go through this series of videos, you're going to watch them evolve. You're going to hear me explain to you how commodification gets embedded, how commercialization is in there, how creativity is worked through, how you become an independent band and still support yourself, and what it means to work directly with agencies. And in the end, we're about half a decade past their last album coming out, but now they're really engaging with creativity at a very smaller scale and more accessible scale, which I think they've always done with the OK Go sandbox, which is what we'll conclude with. But first, I'd like you guys to take a look at their 2003 video, Get Over It.